Hello, YouTube. I've been since the moving forward has come out. I've been kind of keeping an ear out and an eye out and watching and reading a lot of stuff on uh, the pros and cons to the Zeitgeist Movement. I still stand with the Zeitgeist Movement. I think it has a lot of stuff that is coming forward and forward thinking. Sorry, and I do think it has a lot of stuff that's hard to wrap your mind around, like how to get stuff without money. We've been so ingrained in money, we don't understand how to do that. And I'm still up on that. But I've been looking at other resources as well, like the Freeman on the Land, and that fits, I think, perfectly into the mentality that you need into the future. But there's one individual that people are getting their panties in an uproar about. His name is StormCloudsGathering on YouTube, and he's why the Zeitgeist Movement won't fail. I've been listening to him. I think he brings up a lot of good points. Do I believe those ideas? For him, yeah, I do. Do I understand those ideas? I think I'm past his fears and his arguments on the Zeitgeist Movement for the simple fact that his biggest thing is private property and how they're going to take private property away from him. See, if we're looking at the system we have right now, you don't own private property. Even if you're going into the Venus Project, the Zeitgeist Movement, you wouldn't own private property. So both systems, the one that we have now and the one that we have in the future, you don't own any private property. The only property you will ever own in your whole entire life is the body that you have and the soul that's in it, or the consciousness that's in it, or the chemical combinations and biological electrical movements in there. That's the only stuff you own. You don't own anything else. And you can still get that taken away from you by somebody killing you. So I think a lot of his arguments are out of fear and ignorance, and I feel very sorry for him. Now, getting on the Zeitgeist Movement people, they have their panties in a bunch about this guy. They're putting their power and energy and feeding this individual, and I'm looking at it going, wow. You know what? Just bring out the information. Don't go on public attacks on this individual. If he doesn't see this way, he doesn't see this way. And you are buying into exactly one of his arguments. This is about violence and coercion and all this stuff. Abso-freaking-lutely. Just stop it. Drop him. Oh, but it's going to tarnish our image. The reason why I heard about it is because you guys were bitching about it. It had nothing to do with him. I looked at his video. I considered his video. I considered it with the information that I had, and I think he is misinformed. And then I dropped it, and then I got him from another video, and then it came back to me that a lot of people I look at are giving energy into this individual. They're taking time away from what they should be doing. It's actually building a stronger resources on information of how the system will work. But now they're starting to come up with their ideas of why people will join. If they don't join, they'll see how wonderful this system is, and then they'll come begging us to join. See, I don't look at the Venus Project that way. I see the ideas of Jacques Fresco's cities wonderful. He builds those cities. I don't want to live in a city. I use the technology and information that I have to live off the land. I build one of those Earth ships out in the middle of God knows what. It's not like all of a sudden everything's going to be forests and trees anymore. We'll still have rocks and roads and towers, and we'll have all the infrastructure that we have now, unless people go Egypt on things and start destroying stuff and burning it. That is a total distraction of what needs to be done. Those people are wasting their energy on fighting the regime that's there. They should just turn their back on it and ignore it. How can you ignore a regime that has, at this point in time, they have the ability to just stop and turn and move in a different direction, but they're going to go back into the same thing that they've always done. So I find both of them very childish, the StormCloudsGathering and everybody in the Zeitgeist Venus movement that is, Venus Project that is, well, no, the Venus Project's Jacques. the Zeitgeist Movement that is actually moving in and trying to attack this individual for his beliefs. If he doesn't believe it and he wants to fight the system, let him fight the system. If Jacques' ideas are sound and they work with nature, then these ideas will take root and they will move forward and they will become strong. They will overshadow the structure that is now, and they will overshadow the structures that people think that they need through money and exchange and anarchism and whatever else. If Jacques' ideas are coinciding with nature at this point in time, they will move into that regardless of your beliefs. So, do I like the Venus Project? I like the ideas of the Venus Project. I think they're absolutely wonderful. I think if they are utilizing the information that you get and keeping the community that you have healthy and wealthy, not in money-wise, but as in food and shelter and education, I move with that. The system we have now is it's a death system. It's based off of death. Corporations are dead entities that are running this world. People are getting wise to that. It's really hard to talk to people because of the ignorance that is out there. It's not what they know, it's what they don't know. And I find that very, very interesting, that there's people out there that don't know very much. They still go off of their dogmas. They still go off of what they've been told. They don't listen to. I think the best thing about YouTube is that you sit down and you listen to what that person says, and you can read what other people say, and then you can go get different points of view on that, and then you can, as Jacques, and I believe this is, I am 100%, is you arrive at a decision that makes more sense. Me personally, I'm tired of listening to Jacques because the same damn stories over and over again. The only questions I still have is property and how to actually engage the system getting property. And I think the reason why I have the problem with that is that there's still that mentality of ownership and fight or flight and survival. Once we understand that we can build communities in abundance, and if you just go on the internet, you can find guys that are doing the whole permaculture thing, that have grown food forests that turn out on the same plot of land more food than the normal agriculture. And I find that's interesting, the word agriculture, the way we use agro. It's like your aggressive culture. It's like, and then you listen to permaculture. It's like permanent culture. Interesting language. I don't know if I'm right on that, but that's what it sounds to me. So, anyways, that StormCloudsGathering, I think, is speaking from ignorance and fear. He has the speaking, the tonality of a guy that is knowledgeable and that. But I know so many of those guys. I loved role-playing games and comic books, and I sat around with guys like in The Big Bang Theory, and they talked a lot like that. But they were some of the most ignorant individuals that I knew. Very intelligent, but absolutely ignorant on so many levels. They get caught up into their intellect and they think they know everything. I'm telling you right now, I don't know shit. I only know the information that I have at this moment in time, and that information changes. What I do know is that I hate the system that we're living in right now with all my heart, and it's whether to keep up with this Ponzi scheme until it collapses, totally disengage with the Ponzi scheme until it collapses, or just kind of move in and out of the Ponzi scheme until it collapses. So the arguments that they're having, they're just, the Zeitgeist people are wasting their time, and StormCloudsGathering, just make the videos, man. Speak your mind. You'll have people that are come on and talk to you, try to persuade you, but I think what you're doing is good, regardless if I agree with you or not. I think you need to go where you need to go. I don't give a damn where you need to go. I'm going to move in my direction, and that is trying to figure out a way for me to move from this to a sustainable way of living for myself, my family. And sustainable to me is food, shelter, energy, education, and community. That's all I need. I don't need the big house and apartment, and I don't need to show that my penis is bigger than somebody else's. It's just, I'm not into that game anymore. Ever. It's just ridiculous. Anyways. Peace.